Okay, this is next level nerdy shit. This is my freighter. I did a little bit of work on this. They added the ability to customize the interior of it. These are my music clips that I have made. This just kind of shows you, this is a single piece of the audio. So each piece is done and layered together, turned off and on. Won't go full nerd, but this clip, this is the way the overall thing looks. And these are just bits of the clip turned on and off. You can kind of hear it come on and off. You don't want to know how much time it took just to make these audio clips. This is just one of them. Anyway, each one of these is like a segment of sound. Nerdy shit. There's another clip upstairs. Whether it wants to play right. This is my little mess hall that I made. Yep, it's not gonna play right. Yeah, this is not the full clip. Strangely, for some reason, you gotta go downstairs to hear the full thing now. It's weird shit. A little mess hall. This is the long way up here. I built teleporters so you can run directly up, but this is going to be a work in progress here. That's out of my teleport back down. This is by no means the highlight of what I'm doing this video for, really. The real nerd is this base that I've been putting a ridiculous amount of time into. This is the freighter overall. Holds up to 12 ships. Most of mine are S-class and rares. I have been playing this for 7 years now. Some of these are event ships. That's a living ship. This thing takes about 3 weeks to get. It's pretty neat. When you go in, the windshield has like this membrane that comes underneath it, over it. Sail ships, I think that was in a previous video. These are the new Sentinel ships. This is a black one. It's actually super duper cool, but I don't use it because everyone has it. They put coordinates to it and anybody can get it now. This one here I actually found. It's not as cool as that one, but me being the nerd that I am, I made my outfit to match it, orange and red. That's it. So there's a couple cool things with it. Let's do this. This is neat, I think. That's the cockpit view. You can play this whole thing in VR, so this is what it would be looking like if you played it in VR. Oops, shit, I didn't mean to do that. This is what makes these super cool, though, if you ask me. This is the outside of my freighter. My nephew recently found one similar to mine, but like 3 times larger. I'm really sad. But mine is an S class. The one he found was a C. We were both disappointed. Nerdy shit, nerdy shit. That is my very Star Wars-esque freighter. And this is my fleet of frigates. I have the full crew, 32 of them that I've collected over 7 years of playing. And they've all been ranked up. They're all S-class. The higher the class, the better stuff they bring back and the more successful they are. I'm not going to go into any more nerd than that. That is from Mass Effect. They did a crossover thing, so that is the Normandy from Mass Effect. Anyway, this is a world that I found. It's rare. It's a named world called The Nest. I think it looks really cool. And, you know, rainbows. Looks cool at night. There's worms, and they're huge. But the highlight of this was this base that I built. It took a lot of hours to do. Where's the worm? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I think he just popped out of my base, so that's fun stuff. But fortunately, he doesn't destroy shit. This is one of my exocrafts. I did another video that kind of had more of all that stuff in it. These are teleports. I had basically done steps up this entire thing. Did a scaffolding thing to build it, but no one in their right mind would physically walk up probably 1 billion steps to get to the very top of this. I don't even know what the count would be, but yeah. So there's a teleport. This one accesses the floor down below. Flat ground, so that I can ride around and mine resources and all that other bullshit if need be. This one goes to the base level of my base. Well, really one of the entranceways. Everything was placed, positioned, sized, colored, and more to it than that, because the game doesn't always cooperate with what you have in mind. And I'm a stubborn fucker, and after years of playing The Sims, I've learned there's ways around the game's so-called laws. My front porch. This is my makeshift barbecue that I built. I took some in-game items and made the flames and made the barbecue. You can go down here, and this is one of my exocrafts, and this I have to take a brief foray into showing this. My idea here was, well, a launch pad. It shows the wires and stuff when you're in the building grid. This is the outside of the first section of my base. It winds its way up and around the pillar, all the way to the top. That's the physical view of my freighter that I parked right above it. I can move it anywhere on the planet. I tried to have a little touch of realism, at least with the build, so I did anchors to everything to the mountain. I actually have what looks to be a pipe for water that runs out of the mountain. I did generators on that little platform up there, as you'll see here in a minute. I'd like to try to add a little touch of realism. You know, I mean, it's sci-fi, so there's a lot of imagination involved, but anyway. So the Minotaur, this little platform, he has like hydraulic legs and stuff. He doesn't take damage. He can jump ridiculous lengths. So kind of do like a hero drop thing there is my idea there. And the teleporters that I mentioned earlier, this is the base one that goes up above. This is another one of my exocraft. The idea was to teleport down there and I could drive that thing around. I have the AI on my Minotaur, so he follows me around. He'll help me fight stuff, and I can get in him at any time and fight stuff. Anyway. Squirreling. So the teleport up. The teleporters are short range, so you have to do like a midway point. So this pretty much goes halfway up the hill. And that's the spaceship that I landed with. And once again, this little front lobby. Come up here. And this is my living room. Everything is powered. Well, some of these lights stay on, but I can turn lights off with the switches. It takes wiring, power sources, rigging. This is actually one of the most rudimentary things, is turning lights on and off. I did a massive grid to make this music clip. I'll show at the end of this if I don't squirrel. Music clip is still kind of a work in progress, really. Anyway, work in progress. My kitchen. My little bar. The flames, they look like I'm about to burn my house down, but the way the flames worked is either you can't see them because you have to set them too low, or they're too high. There's kind of no in between. So I rigged the flames. There's barrels that I shrunk down to make flames, and those are little plates I flipped over to make burners, because they don't actually have an oven in the game. A lot of stuff is just making it work. Like they call that an oscillator in the game. Well, I made it my microwave. my little sink, blah blah blah, my refrigerator, my dining room table, the view. The whole reason I built this is because like the sunsets and the sunrises are really pretty on this world too. Okay, so it's kind of just a hallway. This is more or less the master bedroom. My canopy bed, which I made into a canopy bed. A little fireplace. I thought this was pretty cool. I figured if you've got bedrooms, you'd want to shut light out. So, wish there was a better way to. There we go. And then I have a skylight over here, as well as that little ring light there that I rigged up to power sources. The light goes off, and the skylight opens up. Anyway, I'm down here. This is another bedroom. I did light switches and a blind for this room too. I don't know that they intended, well, they didn't. Those were actually garage doors that I used for my blinds. This is my office / work area. These are like, that's a construction merchant. They're in-game characters you use to do a tutorial, and they'll give you like rewards throughout the game. I used them as basically workers. Just shelving unit. I had some stuff on the shelving unit, but there's a maximum capacity of how many items you could place, and the music clip that's a work in progress took an absurd amount of items, which you'll see at the end. So back down. I'm actually trying to keep my, sometimes this teleport gets wonky because I put it too close to a wall. It didn't do it, sweet. This, I just wanted to make like cool, spacey, like planetarium-ish almost. See, those are little galaxies. These are all proximity lights, so the lights actually, these blue lights go off and on as you leave the room before I go down the stairs. It's just a little balcony. And then the bottom place I just left with my platform and it's only going to let me go so far. You see I'm halfway up the hill here, or the mountain. I did the lights because my theory is I'm on the side of a mountain. Anyone flying by, you'd want flashing lights so things didn't wreck into my buildings. All my buildings, my lower building has flashing lights as well. You can see the nighttime view is pretty neat in this too, the way everything kind of glows and orbs. And let's go down here. I'm about to squirrel again. There's more view. Everything is view. This is not for the faint of heart when it comes to height, I guess. Kind of more of the same theme. Did a little seating area here, a little alien light. Oops. Okay, so next teleporter to the next place up. I have another platform. I don't have navigation data, but you can. I used to have. I died and lost a bunch of my resources and stuff. I used to have tons and tons of navigation data, but you can call your ship down to any one of these platforms. I made 3 places for people to land, and they teleport to access everywhere in the base from anywhere. So, actually, there's 2 landing pads. This is my little worker village. The story goes that I've applied to the game, because you know this is the sort of nerdy shit nerds do, is that these little these people that live up here, the civilization was, they pretty much run my whole compound. So this is kind of the power source of the whole thing, and where the groundskeepers stay, and they're all tribal from the area. And this is more in-game. This is like a exocraft dealer or whatever. I figure this would be like a little office area. Right here was my theory when you first come into the place. And then one of 2 huts with beds, sleeping areas, storage spaces. Obviously these places aren't big enough for food. So I have like a mess hall up here too. There's another little seating area. I put a sink in this one. And my generators, as I mentioned. Independent power source up here. The water with the water tanks. It's piped from the mountain itself. This is kind of the mess hall. A little mess hall kitchen. Another stove that I built, similar to the last one. Okay, so you can go up here. Took a lot to get this ladder to work. It doesn't really want to function that way. The jump button can be weird in this. Little seating area outdoors. Another little hut. Room for 2. Across the way, which you can get off the ladder either side. That's my refiner. I'm just gonna jump down rather than walk. Oh, actually, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we'll do this so you can get this little mess hall area. The piping with the water. That's my landing platform. That's the little office I mentioned. So those huts, upper and lower, that's one I went down into. That's that second area down there that I had showed you earlier. And then, again, the teleporters only go so far, so you have to kind of do stop gaps on the way up. I knew it would have to bug on me at least one time. It's because I'm close to the mountain. The mountain makes it have a tizzy. And of course I'm making a video, so it's really giving me a fit. I think it bounces you off the mountain is what it does. Oh, this is the worst I've ever had it. There we go, Jesus. The final floor, I've never had it give me that much trouble. Some of these are alternating seating areas with views. Some are just decorative. That's just decorative. That's actually full-grown trees. I'll show you here in a minute, sort of, kind of. I mean, if you're gonna nerd, you may as well really nerd on the hours and hours and hours and hours you spent building shit like this. And then this is my Sky Lab, I guess you'd call it. This is at the peak of everything. The game actually makes antimatter. I thought that looked pretty cool. It looks very like machinery. I did this robotic arm under the ring light, and that's antimatter. I figured this would be like a containment unit for the antimatter. And I did a little console to control the robotic arm. I figured you wouldn't handle antimatter with or couldn't with bare hands. This is as close as I could get to like a cooler. This is my rigged makeshift mini fridge. Water tower thing. It's a bubble bath. No, pardon, cat feeders are going off. Monitor my holographic dude. Okay, so and then this is the final kind of view of the very top of the peak. Just getting up this far, building the ladders all the way up and each area, and it was kind of pass fail, like I would screw it up and have to jump up and down the pillar, and the wires wouldn't go all the way down, and I had to figure out how far down I could go to place the teleporters, and it was a lot of trial and error just doing this. So again, the hours and hours and hours I spent making this, we won't say. Again, the flashing lights at the top. There's the trees and the pots, as mentioned. Let's see if I can go up. I just think that's cool. I rigged the lights with timers so they alternatively flash. You can see you're pretty stinking close to your ship. I could maybe theoretically get pretty close building up there, but I wanted to build a cool base, not just touch the sky, so. And I had creative inspiration to make this with this really ridiculously, absurdly tall mountain. I think it's probably the tallest. Anyway, that's the view. That's it. Full on nerd. The end.